You're listening to an African Elements top news story for July 21st, 2025. Please visit our website at africanelements.org for more daily news. President Donald Trump signed the Big Beautiful Bill into law on July 4th, 2025. He claimed it would boost the economy and create financial security. However, this legislation is expected to worsen wealth inequalities, particularly for low-income individuals and racial minorities. The law implements broad tax cuts that primarily benefit wealthy families while shifting costs onto low- and middle-income Americans. The racial wealth gap in the U.S. is significant. Between 2019 and 2022, white families' median wealth increased to over $250,000 more than that of black families. This disparity stems from decades of discriminatory policies in various sectors. The new law extends individual tax cuts from Trump's 2017 tax reform, which have already negatively impacted low-income families. The Congressional Budget Office, CBO, predicted that low-income taxpayers would gain only $70 annually from the 2017 tax cuts, excluding the effects of eliminating the individual mandate that encouraged health insurance enrollment. This change cost low-income taxpayers over $4,000 per person in lost subsidies. The CBO's analysis of the 2025 bill indicated that it would reduce access to food and health care for poor families. The Big Beautiful Bill is criticized as a horrendous piece of legislation that will exacerbate the racial wealth gap. Since 1975, there has been an $80 trillion transfer of wealth from the bottom 90% to the top 1%. The bill reverses many climate policies from the Biden administration and allocates about $325 billion to military and border security, while cutting nearly $1 trillion in Medicaid funding. The bill eliminates clean energy tax credits, making wind and solar projects ineligible unless construction starts before July 2026. A notable feature is the creation of Trump accounts, which offers a one-time $1,000 government contribution to investment accounts for children born between 2025 and 2028. While marketed as a wealth-building tool, the benefits mainly favor wealthy families who can contribute additional funds. The bill also extends the New Markets Tax Credit Program, which has been criticized for subsidizing luxury real estate projects that displace low-income residents. The repeal of the estate tax is seen as a significant transfer of wealth to the rich, benefiting those who are already affluent. Cuts to federal employee benefits and civil service protections threaten job security for Black Americans, who often rely on government employment for economic advancement. The child tax credit is structured to benefit wealthier families, allowing those earning up to $400,000 to receive full credits, while lower-income families face stricter eligibility requirements. The law imposes significant cuts to social safety net programs, particularly Medicaid and SNAP, which will disproportionately affect marginalized communities. The bill introduces new eligibility barriers and requires more frequent redeterminations for Medicaid, likely resulting in millions losing coverage. The CBO estimates that 7.8 million individuals will lose Medicaid coverage, with around 17 million losing health coverage overall. The legislation's provisions are designed to offset the cost of tax cuts by imposing new work requirements for Medicaid, which could lead to $326 billion in cuts over the next decade. These changes will create barriers for families trying to maintain coverage. The One Big Beautiful Bill Act was passed using the budget reconciliation process, allowing major policy changes with a simple majority vote. The bill's Medicaid cuts and tax giveaways to the top 1% are roughly equal in size, each around $1 trillion over the next decade. The OBBA's changes to Medicaid and SNAP are projected to result in millions losing health insurance and food assistance, despite previous promises not to cut Medicaid. The new work requirements could cut Medicaid spending by as much as 18%. Overall, the One Big Beautiful Bill Act is expected to lead to a significant loss of health insurance and food assistance for millions of Americans, with the CBO projecting 12 million people losing health insurance and 11 million at risk of losing SNAP benefits. Copyright African Elements.